Suzy Vadori, and I am a young adult fantasy author, and I have the Fountain series, which currently has 2 books in it. It's The Fountain and The West Woods, and there's a 3rd book coming out in the fall. It's called Wall of Wishes. And I can talk about writing all day long, and what's especially important in writing fantasy stories is a certain concept that you might have heard before. It's called show, don't tell, right? Have you heard that before? But what does that even mean? Well, the most important thing when you're reading a book and it's interesting is that you can see what's happening in the book playing in your mind like a movie. Has that ever happened to you? It's actually the reason that you can stay up all night long reading under the covers and having that movie play in your mind and entertaining yourself and never getting bored and maybe never even getting tired. But how do writers do that? It's actually not as easy as it sounds, but it's a little thing called show, don't tell. And even professional authors continue to work on this to make sure that the images that we're creating in your mind are really cool and cool enough that you'll want to stay up all night reading our books. So we're going to practice a little bit, and I'm going to show you some of the things that we do. I'm going to share with you a picture of a magical scene, this scene right here. And we're gonna try writing something about it. It's really amazing. Hey, you can tell that there's lots of stuff going on in this scene. So I wrote something about it, and I want you to tell me what you think. The sorcerer stood on a ledge. He looked over the orange clouds toward the red and white castle. There was also a fire-breathing dragon. It's good, right? Well, I don't know. I could probably do a little bit better. Is it true? Well, yes. Everything that I said there is true. There's definitely a red and white castle. There's orange clouds, a fire-breathing dragon, and a sorcerer. So sometimes this is what our first drafts sound like. And I know a lot of writers like to say that the first draft is just you telling yourself the story. So tell yourself what's there. But if you're writing that story and this is actually what's in your mind, then writing this isn't going to paint that same amazing picture in your reader's mind. Okay? So we've got to add a few things to it. And it's not just about describing every detail, but you've got to add action, intention. So should we try again? All right, I tried again. Hopefully this is better. An orange glow from the rising fire spread before him, painting the tops of the swirling clouds gathering in the deep valley. The castle's stone walls stood proudly across the chasm, peaked by their sharp spires that reached up into the night sky, daring him. The sorcerer pulled his warm cloak around him against the mist forming. His dragons spread their terrible wings, unleashed their blistering breath. They had only to get inside. The castle would fall. It was time to put his plan in motion. Was it better? I hope so. And maybe you could do even better again. You can give it a try describing that picture. So some of the things that I introduced here, instead of just telling you that there was a red and white castle and a dragon and some orange clouds and a sorcerer and a ledge, which is technically all true, I added some action and I added some things that they're doing that explain to us or show us what's happening. So we found out a few things in this paragraph that we didn't learn in the first one. Number one, we learned that the mist was cold. Yeah, that's kind of funny, hey? I didn't say that the mist was cold. That would be telling. Instead, I showed you that the sorcerer pulled his warm cloak against the mist, right? So your brain had to figure it out, that it was cold. And that makes it way more exciting because you had to actually paint that picture in your mind. And that will keep you interested, and it will keep your readers interested too. We also found out something really cool about the dragons in it. What did we find out? We found out that the dragons belong to the sorcerer and that they're about to attack the castle. So now we have lots more information and there's tons of stuff going on, and hopefully your reader or the person reading this story will have pictured this amazing castle in their mind. So that's pretty much much what I wanted to talk about today, and I invite you guys to take a picture or take your stories or the first drafts of your stories and see if you could add some showing details to help paint those pictures in your readers' minds and keep them so that they'll want to take your story and stay up all night reading it. Thanks very much. Happy writing, guys. I'll see you again.